So, last time, a long time ago, since we finished, yeah, I remember that you. I don't remember, did you return to Zebramani or were you in
Yes,
transit from the other system? Because you were on
I
the other
believe
system. Go ahead.
I believe I got back, he told me shit had gone down, and I started preparing to one, blow up rivals building a place of work, and two, hide.
Uh, yeah, and I
And
don't.
I'm not sure if I decided not to blow it up because it was time to hide or not.
Frankly, I also don't remember. Oh, I. Oh, okay. I see some rolls. So I know what was the last. I think I know what was the last stealth roll for against my 4 to avoid any potential
People following me.
agents or people following you from the airport or spaceport, I should say.
Yeah.
Yeah. So that was this. Uh, and I don't remember if you got any messages or calls from some of your allies when you got back.
I think I got a message from what's his face, a mail.
Spencer guy.
Yeah, that shit had gone down.
Yeah, I think it was something along the lines that uh, very short, like, and you aren't smart enough to figure out what he meant exactly. That screwed up, uh, not not careful enough, and by that he probably means because he mentioned before, or rather, you were have a suspicion that he was investigating that potential military group, the guys that you've seen way back when during the first session. So I remember you from him about that. So obviously he was investigating that, and yeah, with the message he says that obviously he was not that smart, and so apparently they got a bit of a scent. And now that the shit is going down, and well, the coup is going on, and yeah, you probably the shit is going on. And obviously for the situation, obviously it's not like suddenly the streets are filled with soldiers, there are fires everywhere. No, it's surprisingly calm. Even though as you go from the spaceport and I guess travel somewhere, you get this feeling that this tension in the air and like in the far distance, maybe once you hear like a crack, which might have been a thunder or might have been an explosion, and some people like some trying to play it, some majority not giving a fuck at first, some like looking around, like not being entirely sure, uh, and yeah. Oh, and even before you like decide to react, like one of the following messages uh, is from the anonymous account, or rather, in Northern Federation, it's like they usually like if somebody calls you, yeah, okay, fuck, never mind. They can be anonymous calls, obviously. Then you have to like remember, figure out when they got your number. But here it's like only a message saying. Due to the developing situation, our services are unavailable until further notice. And then how do you call that symbol? Like
Tilde?
tilde, tilt and continental.
Oh yeah, I figured it'd be them just from the message.
Yeah, apparently, uh, because I don't remember how much of you are in contact with them, but apparently they like, even though you were not their client per se, but maybe Miss Debra decided to throw a good word, or rather she was like, okay, that guy was cool. We might as well give him a hint if he doesn't know already, something like that. Okay, so before the situation develops any further, let's decide where you go, how, and what do you do.
Alright. So I will assume that the assassins know what the fuck they're doing and to hide, bunker down. I'm going to assume the guy that I've bought weapons from knows how to do the same thing. So I'm going to go to Kathleen's apartment. And even though she doesn't like me, tell her to call Martha and to come over. And I'm going to start packing.
Alright. Do you go by foot or use public transportation? Because I don't think... Yeah,
I will call the taxi company that Dale works for and request Dale.
Okay. Oh, so that will be interesting. So Dale picks up almost immediately.
Well, not specifically Dale, as much as like his boss, and like request Dale to come pick me up.
Oh, so it's even better. Say so. His boss responds of like second or third call, and let's.
Like the number you'd call if you needed just like a taxi.
Yeah, so like taxi
sense.
company name, speaking, and he tries to stay calm, but there's a hint of uncertainty in his voice. Like he's maybe not entirely focused on this talk. Or rather, I mean, yeah, it's not the boss, but it's probably one of the dispositors, or how you call them in English. Yeah. Yeah. So, hello. How may I help you?
Yes, I'd like to get a taxi to the spaceport, well, near the spaceport, and I'd like to have Dale pick me up if that's okay.
And then let me see something. Yeah, surprisingly, like, there's no response at first, and you even hear like, yeah, that's in character. Oh, I apologize, sir. I'm kind of new at work here, and I'm seeing some messages that, like, you know, we are supposed to ground our stuff.
I pay very well, and if you would like, you can put your manager on the phone.
And that's, I mean, I guess it's, I imagine that went through the manager. I just don't want to lose my job.
Understandable.
And probably, like, as you are talking, like, minutes pass, and, like, you know, like, another thunder, but still far, far away, like, echoes. Maybe you see,
I'd probably be...
maybe you see, like,
I'd be standing next to an alley.
Maybe you see, like, it's not unusual to see not police but also military troops on the streets, especially because of the Black Hand terrorists. But like you see, like at one point you see like two air transports, like your, I mean, like Thunderhouse from Warhammer 40k, but more aesthetic, and like you know, Vital transports, like zooming from the like just above the buildings, flying somewhere, like you guess it's like towards, like in south. The direction doesn't really matter right now, but passing by. Uh,
Uh,
you know,
I'll just tell the guy, you know what, never mind. I'll find a different method of transport. I understand your situation. Don't feel too bad.
and he's like, thanks, sir. I mean, if... And then he, like, figures
If
out...
you could though, oh, I'd just be like, tell him to try to get a message to Dale that as soon as he can fly to, tell him that it's from Jameson and to get him out to that place we've been before.
Guess what he
That I've
wanted
had him take me.
to suggest. And then, like, you hear him, like, clicking something, and you imagine that's, like... Because, you know, customer service, and they want to... Or rather, no, wait, because if he knew that he was recorded and he tried to act more professionally, maybe he wouldn't be that... So he's like... I didn't say, like, he speaks slightly more quietly. If Pilot Dale want to risk it, that's fine. I will give him a hint on private call. He will reach back. And then, thank you for our services. And, you know, do the entire line and then...
Okay, so cars are a thing, right?
What cursor thing?
Cars, like land vehicles.
Right, yeah. Yeah, I think...
Let me go hotwire car.
I think tech level 4 is still...
I mean, like, it could be, like, because, like, it could be either, like, a quote-unquote luxury thing or, like, a poor thing, depending on your outlook.
Yeah,
so.
I mean, there are still, like, roads, there are not only hovercraft cars, there are, like, still classical ones.
Because especially in the city, you might not want people flying around everywhere.
Yep. Typical futuristic city with flying cars, like, only flying cars, I imagine it would be more tech level 5. Or, like, really rich tech level 4.
Yeah. So I'm gonna go find some piece of shit car and hotwire it.
Okay. So let's go with... It will be... I mean, first to find it, which will be easy, like, you just need to get basic successful result, so like 7 or higher on perception, and then...
There's one right next to me.
Wow. Yeah, you're like, finish the call, and you're like, I need to find a car, and then you look like to the left. Oh! Somebody conveniently just left it here.
I think with that roll, someone just like got out and ran while the car was running down.
Yeah, maybe it's like you finish the call and you like remember that from this alley, like a guy with a suit, but you know, not the like Giorgio Armani suit level, but more the prototype.
Yeah.
And with like one briefcase in one hand and like small bag in the other, with some nervousness on his face. He's like very quickly tries to like not running, but like you know with quick pace goes to the spaceport, towards the spaceport, and like you imagine that he was so like in haste that you come up, you check the door, and it's not closed.
All right.
And you step in and guess what? The keys are left in.
All right. Yeah, that's perfect. Then I will drive to to Kathleen's apartment.
Okay. And as you're like beginning to drive, you finally get a response.
Okay.
At first it's a message and says, she's at first she's like, fuck, I forgot the message. It was like that you are coming by and sorry, can you just like remind me? Sorry, I forgot what was the message? Well, it was. I know it was that she's supposed to call Marfa. She's supposed to come over, and the cave lady herself is she supposed to?
I was going to show up and tell her to do that. I wasn't going to use my like phone or whatever the fuck it would be.
Oh, so
Communicator.
So through communicator, do you like send anything to her or nothing?
Just as probably nothing. Just make sure. I'm trying to keep my virtual communications to a minimum.
That's probably a
Yeah.
good choice. Okay. You know.
Even so-called untraceable ones, because I know they can be traced still.
Yeah, if the air quotes enemy faction takes control of satellites, then they could potentially start decrypting stuff and whatnot. Because yeah, Northern Federation is like, you know, technically nice and, you know, democratic, but yeah, they still have their. There were some. At first time you heard it from Jeb, because obviously you would heard it from Jeb that they have their own, like their version of echelon program. Obviously nobody publicly ever committed, but yeah, stuff like that. Yeah, I wanted you to make some kind of roll to see how well. What would it be? Navigation?
How well I drive there?
Actually,
I'm trying to not do anything crazy, so navigation might work, but like vehicle land, like it's -1, but I'm assuming that would be like if I wanted to like fucking like drag race my way there.
Mostly this role is to see like okay, because I might as well like set up the scene. So it will look like that even during the rush hour, the ground-based vehicles, the traffic wasn't. You cannot remember the last time when traffic was bad, but today when you like begin to drive, you are beginning to see like some distance away from spaceport, like 5 minutes out, and with some still to go, like the streets are beginning to get packed. Like, you know, like some to the right in distance you see like hastily deployed checkpoint.
Navigation for side streets.
Yeah, then I think that navigation would definitely work.
11.
Technically it's a planet's surface, but I think it definitely works in this situation. Okay, yeah, so because you are, I think we decided that yeah, you were born on this planet, so you know these areas and you know some shortcuts. So yeah, you are able to like avoid the traffic jams, security checkpoints that are being deployed. Obviously, like you hear like people getting out of their cars and like wondering, hey, what's going on, and you know, all of that jazz. And at one point you even like go for a few 100 meters through an old former metro tunnel which yeah, it was in a state that yeah, your car is able to go through.
It might get a couple bangs, but
yeah, but it's not like we are planning on using it for that long.
Yeah.
So yeah, and immediately as you're like exiting and you are like, oh boy, did I? Fuck, because I forgot if I mentioned like what was the time of the day when you got back to planet. Was it around afternoon?
There you go. It's noon.
Okay, now it's noon. Okay, that works too.
Yep.
So yeah, let's say that yeah, her home from the spaceport is like usually around 45 minutes away, and all of that stuff. So let's say it's getting right now it's getting close to 1 p.m. and you still have like 20 minutes to go to her home. As you're exiting from the tunnel and your communication you get back in range of communications, you get a call from Jeb.
I'll take it. It's like, hey Jeb, you heard what's going on yet?
Hey man, and like because it's also an video connection, you see like he still has his manner of speaking, and like right now even he's like smoking a blunt, but he's like shaking a little bit, and you see that like part of his like right side of his like face is like smeared in blood. But you are trained enough to know that's not his. Besides, if it was his, then he probably wouldn't be calling you but trying to.
Yeah.
Although, who knows if he has any medical training.
I can assume I already know what happened, but I'm going to guess that someone showed up and Zero didn't like it.
Some fucking spooks, man. And then, like, you see that he's not holding the he's holding the communicator, but you hear like tougher like breathe out, and like bigger hand grabs the communicator and switches it. So you camera points at Zero, let's say, yeah, he's expressionable enough, so he has not an amused look on his face, and like still like around his mouth and some teeth that you are able to see even if his mouth is closed, they're like in blood, dried up slightly. Like his hands are also like drenched. And he just gives you a look, but you don't feel anything. You imagine that you are too far away to get any physical psionic connection, even though like you see each other through communicator.
I'd be like, tell Jeb to say it.
Yeah, he like then turns to Jeb again. Thanks, man. Yes, spooks came, man, before dawn. If not for your friends, then they would have gotten me. Who the fuck they were? There's like military, but no. Basically, he's talking like that, and you get the feeling that they are like military, but like complete black ops, like no insignias, no IDs, no nothing.
Alright. Bunker down, and I will be there as soon as I can.
He like, his eyes go like to the right where Zura stands. Your friend says that if they are here once, man, they might realize that the initial group died. He says, man, that this place is toast.
That's a fair point. Let's see. Could you go hide somewhere in the woods? Would that be far enough away, you think? Or perhaps we should find some other place to meet up?
Yeah, there's like... Your friend says that, yeah, he found some nice lair, but man, I have so much good stuff, man. And like, you mean... You understand that he doesn't exactly mean his, stuff of drugs, because he can still take some of it, but he means all of that, the junk, technological junk that he gathered over the years. I mean,
Tell you what.
but sometimes it worked nicely.
Oh, yeah. How long ago was the attack?
Yeah, he was saying that before dawn. So like, let's say that happened before 6 a.m.
Alright. You probably need to get out of there about now. And we'll handle getting your stuff back if they don't just bomb it after I meet up with you. Because more than just your drugs and technological stuff, we need all your information on your computer.
Oh right, because I'm trying to figure out if you gave him something that he had to.
He might have stuff,
Oh.
but actually, hell, take your computer and just take the hard drives out of it, and then snap the RAM.
Right, man. And then like you hear another from Zoro, who just like when as he's like, you know, grabbing communicator to like end the call, he's like already taking him by like close and like dragging him to like probably you almost can imagine him thinking, get on with it, human, let's grab your stuff and let's go. And then the call ends, and as you are yeah, this car doesn't have a radio, not the kind that is usual on the planet. Just say that maybe where there was supposed to be one, there's just like gaping hole. But yeah, just as you're arriving, you hear that the sounds, which right now they are not getting closer, but for you they are sounding more and more like fighting, like, you know, crack here, thunder here, still more far away than closer. But as you like step out, you can hear like a very faint smudge of smoke in one direction, maybe like higher in the air, like some figures, models of like airplanes or something, and through PA system, because I imagine that in some places the city has like megaphones, or however you call them in the future, where they are cracked to life, and there is this message that not really explaining anything, it's just simple automatic voice. The curfew is now in effect. Citizens are asked to stay indoors.
Alright. So, I do have a plan about that, but yes, I'm going to, like... Okay. So, we're going to go up to Kathleen's.
Okay.
And I'm assuming she's probably going to be there.
Yeah, like the scene is like you just like you like raise your hand, you want to knock, and then like doors fly open with slightly unnerved Kathleen, because also she just heard the PA system, and she has TV in her flat. So
yeah. By the way, I'm going to like take the battery out of my communicator.
Okay.
Hoping that Dale knows enough to not go right up to where I asked him to.
Well, we kind of decided a long time ago that he is also the guy that sometimes.
Yeah,
Black
since
Ops
he's
pilot.
Yeah. I hope he knows this would be a Black Ops thing I'm asking him to do. So.
Yeah, it's like not big of a swear, but yeah, Dale will probably plan on getting the fuck out. Yeah, so she's like unnerved, like, look, Jameson. So like she like looks at you. Oh, so good you're back. Then like hugs you. Then let's go. What is going on?
Long story. I'll tell you as you start packing.
Packing, but why?
Because this has to do with me somewhat. So, because I have been staying here, you might be in danger.
She like that's a nervous laughter. Wait, the military curfew is because of you?
No. That's because they're currently trying to take over the government.
What? And then like yeah, this is like too much girls. She's like shrieks and like slightly fails.
Just to clarify, we would have gone into the apartment and closed the door by this point.
Yes. I know. I assumed like that.
Yes.
When you step in, you immediately like close the door, like lock it. Yeah.
Do you perchance know how to use a gun?
What was the question?
I'm going to ask her if she perchance knows how to use a gun.
Perchance. Okay, I didn't understand it at first. Sorry.
Yeah.
No, not really. I'm a scientist. Yeah.
I'm going to hand her my knife. It's like,
Yeah.
you might need this.
Yeah. She's like, okay, I won't. Yeah. Let's just the Northern Federation. Let's just say that not every planet had mandatory military service.
Yeah. But I figured she might have, like,
Yeah, the knife
been a hobby or something. But
the knife is somewhat safer because maybe when she was, learning, obviously she maybe had some stuff with biology, so she obviously knows how to handle it, but not when fighting people, but like cutting specimens. But yeah, she mechanical-wise, let's say that with knives, she definitely has more than -1.
yes. Like here. Quick lesson, pointy end goes into the bad guys.
Okay. And like, okay, and then like you almost like see unshed tears in her eyes. She's like really scared.
Easy to move in clothes, stuff like, because I know it's like fucking horrible atmosphere apparently, but
Do you want me to give there's no command roll. Wait a moment. Leadership check.
hey. Intelligence, wisdom, charisma, I don't know.
That will be charisma based.
Good thing all the important ones I have at least +1 in.
Yep.
8.
It's good enough. Like obviously her mood is not better, but
No.
you kind of shake her from this because fear can be helpful, can make you act, but fear in her case she was getting like frozen in place almost. But with like your words, that's firm. She's like, yes. I mean, and then she like starts going around her apartment, trying to
Also,
get stuff.
are you friends with Marthia? Or just co-workers?
I mean, we are good colleagues. Oh, I think I should call her.
Send her a message that you'll be coming along the lower routes.
Coming along the...
We're going to take tunnels over to wherever she's at.
Okay, let's say that she is living relatively nearby, like 20 minutes car drive. Okay, and when she's sending a message, let's just say...
Just I'll probably like want to send the message with hers and then like make it all secrety.
Are you like, yeah, are you giving like pointers to make some kind of, not encryption, but you know, cipher, so that if somebody is listening in, they won't figure out what you mean? Okay, so fuck, what kind of check would that be?
Language probably, but that's not what I'm trained in. That's the one. That's one of the few things I don't have yet.
Maybe
security? Question mark?
Nah, security is to actually bypass security system. Let's say it will be persuade, but it will be persuade based off your... I mean, it doesn't make sense. It doesn't make difference because in intelligence, wisdom, and charisma you have +1. But based off intelligence, because you are making a smart code words.
So which ones is it's one of them's skill based, the other's just like I think the reroll is the class based, and then the heroic is take 12 is skill based.
No, I mean the heroic skills. I mean this is a skill check, so the heroic skills also work.
That's what I mean. So like, but that's like I can use it so many times per hour.
Gifted is your like class thing, expert. I think, yeah, it is expert thing that once per hour real time you can reroll, and heroic skill you can use because your persuade is +1. That means you can
do it twice, I believe. So I think you can do it once at 0, then once at 1.
Yeah, twice. Because level 0 it's 1 +1. It's twice, and you have persuade at +1. So you can.
I'll make it a 12.
Okay.
So 13.
Okay, so I'm gonna make a oppose check to that. With +2, because let's say that the air quotes enemy faction is getting. They began from what's important, meaning information.